Alright, it's time, and wow, my camera's way off center. That's not right at all. That's better. There we go. It's Wednesday night. That means it is Dungeon Masters of Entrath time, and I'm finally back on my normal time. I know the last 2 weeks have been a little bit dicey. I've been a bit flaky. I kind of skipped on a week because of Destiny 2. Had a mental health day where I just did not want to be streaming, but I'm feeling really good now. Committed to getting back to the regular Wednesday night schedule as always. It is good to be here. Got a nice run in before firing up the stream, so I'm still riding on the endorphin high where I feel like the Incredible Hulk. Goliath, I got you down for the dungeon challenge, and I'm old school, so I'm writing this down on paper, or attempting to if my pen would allow me. Whatever. So, on the off chance anybody is catching this later on YouTube or is popping in to do the stream for the first time, Dungeon Masters of Entrath is a unique format to a HEX stream. This is not your typical fare. I have designed a series of encounters for people to face their way through. As you can see on this map, each node on the map on your screen represents a different deck. Players can start in either starting room 1 or 2, and then work your way through connected rooms towards one of the 2 remaining bosses. Defeat the final boss, and you will win whatever the grand prize is. You can see the current grand prize pool by typing !prizes in chat. Matches are best of 1. You win, you move on. You lose at any point along the way, your run is done, and the prize pool grows bigger for the next challenger. The rules are immortal format, commons and uncommons only. No rares, no legendaries. You are allowed to use multiple decks throughout the dungeon, so you could use a different deck for every single encounter if you really wanted to, as long as every single deck you use obeys the rules. If you have any questions along the way about what's going on, about how we roll here, just let me know. I'm happy to answer those. Time depending, and depending on how many challengers we have, if somebody fails, they may be eligible to compete in the dungeon again tonight. That seems to happen a lot on low attendance evenings. The people have multiple chances. So Goliath, I can't remember if you're on my friends list or not. You probably ought to be. Well, that's a mistake that we'll have to correct. I'm gonna send you a whisper here. I think that's that's not the kind. I hope I spelled your name right. But if I did not just send you a tell or a whisper, then send me a whisper at Thrawn. And send me a challenge when you're ready, because I know you know how this works. And we shall get the dungeon action rolling. Oh, and I need to know which start room you want. Starting room number 1 or number 2. I keep forgetting to ask that, but start from the right. Okay, so starting room number 2. Got it. Alright, that bit of housekeeping out of the way. We'll get the dungeon map out of there. Six. Starting room 2. And away we go. Goliathus running Plague-Root the Hollow versus Daughter of Stars. Mono Sapphire Dream, Daughter of Stars for 4 Sapphire Threshold, and 10, a whopping 10 charges, you get a one-sided board sweeper. Put each opposing troop into its controller's hand. And one of the highest starting health totals in the game at 26. Actually, I don't think there's anything that starts higher than 26. Alright, so for now we'll pass. This is quick. Sapphire's Favor, we can gain 2 charges, stun each opposing troop with 1 power or less, or interrupt all basic actions. So we can't stop that. Ooh, this is a Deathcry deck with Blightbark Paladin in there. And Voracious Zombies to buff other zombies. So I think I want to sit on Sapphire's Favor for now. We're a long way from 4 charges. And now you'll note the dungeon is allowed to use rare and legendary cards. They fill the role of AI-only cards in the campaign, like they would. So Thunderfield Elder has, when the next action in your deck gets when you play this, copy it. And it's a 3/2 body. And Mimeobot, create 2 replicas of a troop in your hand and put them into your deck. Go ahead and play the shard here, and I think I'm okay swinging and taking a 2-for-1 trade if Goliathus wants to go that way, but nope, we're going to deal 3. And throw down Mystic Naturalist to start trying to make a army of birds. What is up, Stigma? Welcome to the channel. I think this might be the first night in 3 weeks I'm broadcasting on my normal time. It feels good to be back in the routine. I have worked out the ragged edge of Destiny 2. I gotta play it, itis. Tomb Swap is gonna bring back a Blightbark Paladin. I've discovered getting into more regular running has done wonders for my mental health, so this got the Deathcry ability on it. Summon 2 Blight Blossoms. Alright, Stigma's entering the queue. Boomshawn wishes you could queue, but too busy at the moment. That is okay. I do sincerely appreciate you hanging out with us anyway, and just watching and enjoying the shenanigans. So I think the play here is to Buccaneer Blightbark Paladin back into the hand. So that is not a lethal blocker. And then I can swing in with this again to force a 2-for-1 if you want to get rid of it. Daughter of Stars game is all about basically actions, delay, gaining some charges, and then wiping the board, going for the kill shot. What did you just do? At the start of your turn, bury the top card. Sacrifice a troop, put target troop from your crypt into your hand. So, sacrificed, I think, the Blightbark I was gonna bounce to ruin the Thunderfield Elder. Is that what just happened here? Well, I want to start making a train of birds. I've lost 2 resources so far. I have not found the copy to action. Nor have I lost the copy to action, though. Goliathus has 5 cards in hand, 4 resources remaining, 4 little troops on the board. And plenty of fodder to sacrifice for the voracious zombie, so all the zombies will get better. That is now a 4-2. No! Yes! We can counter that. Interrupt all basic actions. And that is why we save the Sapphire's favor. Interrupt all basic actions. I will not lose Mystic Naturalist this day, thank you. Only swinging with the Naturalist again. And throwing down the Coyotal Shaman as another flyer. Gonna hold Time Ripple. Time Ripple is quick. When you okay, this is the action that's when you play this, copy it. Put target opposing troop into its controller's hand and it gets cost +1. So we can let them buff things up, let them swing in, at our convenience bounce some things back into hand. If this ends up being a trade, I'll sacrifice the Buccaneer for it. To get that off the board. Okay, and so that's how you're planning to get things back. Do I want you to have that? Deathcry, summon a Cadaver Beetle. Yeah, you know what? Nah. I don't want those things with the play effects getting another chance to do their shtick. Now that all the resources have been played out, those cannot be immediately replayed. So I'm going to go full ham with Flight. Sit on another Sapphire's Favor to interrupt another basic action. Did unfortunately lose the Sapphire's Favor and a Prophesized Mystic Naturalist. That's the downside of losing 2 cards per turn here. If I had to guess, Mimeobot is making Blightbark Paladins. It's at 7. We could use this to get to 9. 2, 4, 6, 8. Swinging with everything because the clapback is not very strong and nothing to really worry about when you're at 26 health. And Mystic Naturalist staying alive has been instrumental to the way this game has flowed. Lost a Sapphire Shard, lost a Thunderfield Elder. So we're gonna have victory in the air next turn. No cards in hand. Go ahead and make a block like a professional. Take everything else. And that is it. Goliathus! The first to bravely enter the arena tonight, and the first to fall. Alright, Goliath is gonna re-queue. And Stigma Buster, you are up. Send me a whisper or a challenge whenever you are ready. God, this game really needs to move your online friends to the top of the list. And that was fail number 15 between attempts here. So we're running through a series of booster packs donated by Function, one for every set. So we already have Shards of Fate, Shatters of Destiny, and Army of Myth. So next we will add Primal Dawn Booster to our prize pool. Alright, and Stigma wants to start with room 2. Let's do it! Primal Dawn Booster. Okay, all of that is correctly updated. Stigma Buster, aka Raptos, stepping into the arena for the second time, Raptos for the first time tonight. Second challenger of the night. I'll keep this and hope for a third shard. If we get a third shard on schedule, this is a really solid hand. Thunderfield Elder into Cloudbounder. Time Ripple gets some tempo. The Sapphire's favors can be charges late, counters if we desperately need them. And if you are not in the challenger queue, hey, there's our third shard on time. Most excellent. If you are not in the challenger queue and you wish to be, all you have to do is speak up in chat and let me know you wish to challenge the dungeon. New challengers get preferential treatment on their first run of the night versus somebody who has already gone once and is on their second run. So if anybody new enters chat who would like to play and has not had a chance yet, they'll be next. Otherwise, we will have Goliathus up re-challenging the dungeon next. Alright, so now we have on 3 Thunderfield Elder. Next action in our deck is going to get copied, and it is a mobilization fodder for the next couple turns to Cloudbounders, which is nice. That'll help get Daughter of Stars Coyotal Air Force going here. Alright, no plays from Raptos on 3. We're going to hit resource number 4. And I'm going to go ahead and mobilize that to get the Cloud Runner out on the board, pass the turn. And that's probably the play again. Next turn, swing in with the Cloudbounder. Okay, that is terrifying. When you conscript troops you control and in your hand get +1/+1. So I'm going to guess, because that's troops you control, the combo is the Sacred Stance here, plus charge power creating phantoms. So all of those phantoms, every time there's a conscript, get bigger and bigger and bigger. That is the combo dream here. And that is something we need to be afraid of. We do have Time Ripple here, which has been prophesized, so once again, when we play it, it's going to get copied. And I'm going to once again mobilize that to get another Cloudbounder out. Swing with the one that can swing. And hope that this doesn't meet a totem trap. Son of a biscuit, it met a totem trap. Pass the turn. Alright, There's a conscript hit for a 5-drop that costs 4. Those both get bigger. This is Quashridge Tusker. Deals 1 damage to each opposing spider and venom troop. Not a problem for us. Then void all eggs from the top 10 cards of your deck. Really, it's a 6/4. I'll let that hit. I think I'm going to hold the Kyoto Shaman. Swing with a Cloudbounder. End the phase and basically save resources for time ripples here. It's troops you control and in your hand, so bouncing them is not going to get around the conscript effect. Well, that is aggravating. Because deploy it creates a Valor, and it has Skyguard, so just bouncing it back is going to let it do more things. But I am going to bounce it to make it even more expensive. On 1 resource left, Raptos is not going to be able to play any of that this turn. You know what, I'm going to tempo that too. So that leaves us free for 1 turn to swing for 6. Yeah, we'll pass the turn back. And now the Cyclone Shaman deploy the next action. The next troop in your deck gets deployed. Put target action with cost equal to or less than this troop's cost from a crypt to your hand. So that gives us an avenue to fish back one of these time ripples, preferably the one that has been prophesized. Because that right there is a terrible block to a flying attack. I don't have enough resources to actually play that this turn, so I just kind of have to sit here for a minute. But this is a theoretical attack of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Problem is 1 resource begets charge power. And all the troops played right now are going to be massive. With all of the conscription hits off of Sacred Stance. 7, 7, 6, 7, 4, 5. Those are some big, beefy troops on Raptos' half of the board. Alright, Shard number 6. So it's time to play some Prophecy. Get rid of Skyguard and get rid of you. Tempo for days. And swing in the air for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's lethal if Skyguard doesn't come back down. Or a resource gets hit. Okay, so Skyguard does come back down. Raptos desperate to find that 6th charge to summon a couple phantoms. Alright, going to go ahead and eat the 4. Okay, this works. 6, 7. We got the win here. Gain 2 charges. Gain 2 more charges. Look at that. You're gonna see Daughter of Stars activate. Boom. Fly back into the hand. Daughter of Stars 2-0 tonight. What is going on? I'm not gonna lie, I'm obscenely pleased with myself to see that deck actually winning a game or two. Because usually it doesn't. Usually it does not. GG Raptos. You had the conscription engine online. You really did, but I had the tempo to just kind of keep chipping away at it. And for your defeat, we are going to add a copy of Rekindle to the pool. God damn it, you and your time ripples! Ah! My bounce game was on point, like that deck has never done before. Just all the prophesized time ripples. Boing, 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 boing. Back in your hand. I'm not killing you, I'm just making you disappear for a little while. Alright, so Rekindle is in the prize pool. All of that is correct and current. We have not had anybody else speak up in chat and wish to throw down against the Dungeon Master at this point, which means that Goliath, you are back on deck. We'll get to make a second attempt. Thought you had it when you got Sacred Stance going. I was worried there. I'm constantly fishing for like ways to bounce your troops back into your hand because I can't deal with them any other way, or ways to get to 10 charges. So again, I can't kill anything you're doing. All I can do is make it go away for a while. And I was able to keep making it go away long enough to fly in for the win. And let me see here. Same start or different? Okay, so we're going to do the other starting room this time. Quickly pull up the dungeon map here. So Goliathus is going to start on the left, starting room 1, and we'll be going from start 1 to room 2, and then to room 4, 6, and then pick a boss. I'm not touching the bouncy castle again. An understandable life decision. For anyone just tuning in, you are watching Dungeon Masters of Entrath. This is a weekly game show I host on my channel. We have very unique rules here. I design a series of encounters to bring some PvP or PvE flavor to what is otherwise a kitchen table PvP stream. Just trying to have some fun. The format is Immortal. All sets are legal, commons and uncommons only. You may not use rares or legendaries. The Dungeon Master, however, will cheat and use some rares and legendaries to kind of fill the role of special AI-only cards. Matches are best of 1. Coin flip decides who goes first. And you win, you move on. You lose at any point along the way. And your noble defeat increases the prize pool for the next challenger to potentially win if they make it all the way through. I started doing Dungeon Masters of Entrath Episode 1. Episode 1 premiered on February 8th. So we have been doing this for... I did not want another Sapphire Shard, thank you. I Fate Weave to try to find that one. Oh wells. We've been doing this for 7 months now. And this is the 32nd edition. Still going strong with our small but loyal following, and holy crap, that's a good hit. Flight unblockable. When this attacks, it gets plus attack for each underworld troop you control this turn. Great hit. Let's get that out here. So this deck is jammed full of one-ofs. I believe every single card in this deck is a one-off, except Polymorphic Army, of which there's 4. And the end game is to spam out a bunch of just random janky troops, and then hit God mode, and watch them all turn into something incredible. So throw down Prestidigitator. Prestidigitator creates a 1-cost action and gives us Arcane Focus. Boy, Kismet is being so nice tonight. Let's grab that Wild Shard. So we got our thresholds going. Boy, Kismet, what a pal. Alright, so Claw's gonna swing in, and Claw's gonna hit, because Rhyme Claw can become invincible once, so it could easily just kill Prestidigitator and nothing. Alright, Threaded Wall's defensive. At the start of your turn, this deals 1 damage to each opposing champion. It does not have Skyguard. That is significant for our current situation. It will ping for a point of health every single turn, just for existing. And I think the play here is just to swing with the unblockable flying 3/2, and then throw down Dream Smoke Mystic and Lith Lyricist. Lith Lyricist is going to give us 1 bonus temporary resource at the start of every turn. And I'm probably going to continue to try to delay the Polymorphic Army as long as possible here. Oh, look, we found another one. So I think I throw down Determined Bushi here. And just swing with the... Yeah, you know what? No, I'm just gonna swing with the unblockable. I was thinking about getting cute and then using Runic Chrysalis, but I don't think that's the way I want to go. Okay, Frost Blast kills off the Underworld Officer and is going to allow Fate Weave. No reason to want to play Runic Chrysalis on that because dead is dead. And let me see here. I'm going to put that Polymorphic Army on the bottom of the deck because we already have one. And then pass. Alright, so Goliathus has the banner online at the start of your turn, create a Valor. And this is a 3/6 Steadfast. When it attacks, it gets Flight. Alright, and this is what they call in the business the glorious flip of the dice. We're going to swing with everything. Literally everything. Block as you will. However you want to do it, it's okay. I'm fine. You don't know any better than I do what is about to happen here. Except that Polymorphic Army is going to turn everything into a 7-drop. And then we're going to see what kind of a world we live in. Grow, my minions! Grow! That left kind of a lot to be desired. Alright, so Rhyme Claw becomes invincible. That was a 7-cost 3/3. That's a 7-cost 4/4 Death Cry, summon a Scrapyard Magnetron. Okay, that has some use. Deploy Diligence and Death Cry, summon a Sparkle Cap. So, I mean, I guess that's something. And you're just a 6/4? Alright, so now we use Wild Shape or Caliban's power to turn our 7/7 3/3 into a 9-drop. And that is how you get a Wrathwood Colossus. Deploy, gain 9 health, Death Cry, put it into your hand. Grow! Okay, did leave myself wide open for 5. That's fine. Oh, this. Deploy, bury the top 2 cards from each opposing champion's deck equal to its power. That's why they just lost 2. So they lost Emulate and another Royal Diplomat. This is no longer invincible. Boy, they don't really gain from being turned into pretty little butterflies, do they? That could block that. And survive. So do I even want to attack with that? Yeah, this is not as good as I thought it would be. Staring into the face of a bajillion... time is probably on Goliathus' side. 4, 9, 10, 11... because they're going to get stronger every single turn. Something gets bigger every single turn because of a Valor. Relevant, this has Crush. Also relevant, if it dies, we can't afford to replay it. It's 9 resources and triple Wild Threshold. So it might be a double block situation here. Go bang, bang. Only one of those can get killed. Okay, nope. So that does go for the block here. Alright, so I think I'm fine with that. That I am less fine with. So that puts that down to 4. So the Rose Lion is going to kill Sporomancer. Ain't that a pity? No! No! Repel kills it. It does come back into the hand, but we can't play it. Throw down to Siegesaurus and cry. And you have +1/+1 in all zones. Good for you. Now I'm kind of sad that one of my 4 polymorphic armies is at the very bottom of the deck, where it shall not do me any good. Alright, so that's 6 damage in the air. That is a 5/8 on defense. Oh, you know what? Swinging there may have been a mistake, but we can throw down the Hailhawk. So that there is a flying blocker. But the score is 11-9 in Goliathus' favor right now. With the possibility of 5 coming in. Which I'm going to take a risk and eat. Goliathus has 2 cards in hand, one of which was the Valor for the turn. No play. Alright, we're gonna hard cast Cloudbounder. And sit here and be sad. Just throwing a Hailhawk in front as the sacrificial lamb to keep from death here. But clock is not our friend in terms of continuing swinging in here. Storm Drummer doesn't change the odds. So Cloudbounder is now the next sacrificial lamb. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. 2 Valors in hand. We're dead. Block there, and still gets 4 damage through. So Goliathus has defeated the first room of the dungeon and is going to move on to room number 2. Room number 2 on the map is what's next. Room 2. I believe this is an oldie but a goodie from one of our prior dungeons, pressed back into service. Remember, you can also see the print version of the rules by typing exclamation point print, exclamation point rules in chat. The next dungeon is going to have a unique theme. It's going to be Jank Locket, is what I'm calling it, which is a mix of Jankbot and Locket of Reflection. You will be allowed to use those two rare cards, but no other rares or legendaries. Anything that is not a Jankbot or a Locket of Reflection or a rare resource, you are allowed to have 4 of any of those. Otherwise, you must have exactly 2 copies of any other card in your deck. You are not required to use Jankbot, you are not required to use Locket of Reflection, but they will definitely help if you got them. So that's probably not going to be a dungeon we do for a super long time, just because I know the rules are weird, but I really wanted to try something wacky and crazy as a special dungeon for at least a couple weeks. Give people a chance to experience a very weird format and potentially win some prizes. Alright, so we hit resource drop number 3. Gonna swing in with the Spirit-Bound Spy without fear. And throw down one of the special cards of the deck. We have a Lore Curator. Pay 1 to transform a card in an opposing crypt into a Tome of Lore, and then it goes into our deck. Tomes of Lore are free. You throw it out, you sacrifice it to draw a card, and then if you have 5 or more in your crypt, you get a random avatar or a random dragon. Alright, so no resources means that Lore is not going to get repelled, which is why I'm okay swinging with it right now. Spirit-Bound Spy does not get blocked and thus turned into a phantom. Okay, that is a basic. And thus Cloud Speaker can't hit it either, so I'm not going to use Cloud Speaker's one-shot right now. We're just going to chill here for a minute. Goliathus is a Spirit-Bound Spy of his own. 1/1. Decree of Banishing. Void target opposing troop. When this leaves play, void each card voided by, or put them back into play if you can get rid of it. So this voids it out Valorous troop. Utility of that is going to be lowered a little bit in a deck that wants to Valor all the things. And we have our own Decree of Banishings as well. Alright, and here's our end game. It's early, but transform each phantom you control into a Grievous Phantom. So all those 1/1 flyers, they become 5/5 flyers. That is the Doomsday device which we are trying to assemble. I'm going to try to chip with my Spirit-Bound Spy. Could have actually traded and given us both a Phantom, but I can make mine bigger. And I'm going to use the Bring to Justice early before Valors start becoming a problem against, like, everything. Second Spirit-Bound Spy to consider here. Alright. Just gonna try to keep chipping. Got you on that 15-turn clock, yo! And you know what? I'm going to decree banishing the other Rose Lion. Let's get that out of here. Now I'm not worried about your stuff as much. Solitary Exile. Probably... Oh no! Putting my Decree of Banishing in a box and getting the Rose Lion back. Alright. So, gotta take one. Another Grievous Phantom. Boy, what's worse than one Grievous Phantom too early? Two Grievous Phantoms too early. Can't even play these for at least 2 more turns. No swing. Alright, there's one of the shards needed. Excellent. Three phantoms, 1 shard, and things get crazy. Emulate. Alright, so we only have 2 phantoms now. Still good, less cray. Alright, so our glorious Grievous Phantom Awakening is going to have to wait a turn. We do not get any 5/5 phantoms right now. I'm not sending these into trade either when we're so close to making them infinitely better. So we're just going to sit here in an awkward stance. I have some nice defense to ward off any incoming attacks right now. There it is! Grievous Phantom. The end game. The thing this whole deck wants to do. So ship the 3 decent things that can attack. You know, Goliathus has shown repel in the past, so these could get taken out. One or both of them could get taken out. They could meet, yep, there's a repel, so one of them is gone. Immediately gone. Frost Blast, another one is immediately gone. Goliathus was ready for this. Immediately wipes out the twin threats. Gets a phantom of his own. So 2 phantoms on that side of the board. Alright, conscripted a Quash Ridge Tusker. I'm going to swing with these again. Just kind of keep throwing them into the removal train. Frost Blast. All the Grievous Phantoms are gone. Alright, now I'm holding this Grievous Phantom. It might be greedy to do that, but I have a way to get those 3 Grievous Phantoms back. And that's a really unfortunate drop. Alright, let's see if Kismet wants me to be lucky. Kismet doesn't want me to be lucky. Alright, so that will become a 3/6 flyer. I'm just going to go ahead and Valor up the Gust Mage. Have a repel here. So we'll hold the line for a turn. in the deck somewhere is Dance Macabre, which will pull every troop from the graveyard, turn it into a phantom, or rip it back into play. The goal being then to get them back in play and then immediately turn them from regular phantoms back into Grievous Phantoms again. It's greedy to be sitting on this troop this long, but right now it's just a 5/5 flyer, but it has the potential to be so much more. Probably sacrifices something to get rid of the Quashridge, I would guess. Does not. Double blocks the Gust Mage. I'm okay with that. Quashridge is still alive. Blessed Scout's still alive. Goliathus has a banner. We are talking phantoms every turn. Chip with those two again. And he blocks for me. No blocks. Just gonna throw out the Snarling Brave then. Pass the turn. At this point I could probably get away with playing the Grievous Phantom again. We're just playing it out. Because the Dance Macabre does not want to show up. But by that same token, we're 2 charges away from being able to summon 2 phantoms again. So swing in with the Goonies here. He's going to take out the Quashridge, take out the Scout. That's all fine. No, that's not fine. So we just walked into a wipe. All of those survive. That's rough. That is super rough. Well, Grievous Phantom is coming down now. As a 5/5 that can fly over into that, force the Phantom to have to block it unless it's removed. That can engineer a 2-turn clock here. So just gonna swing with the flyer. Force that block. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the Wind Whisperer out here. That can exhaust a blocker, and that could seal the deal. Puts a Valor on it, okay. Valoring up the Phantom. Hit me harder. Boom. Good games, Goliathus. how many? There's 3 Dance Macabres in there, so I guess holding out wasn't too horribly greedy of a play. Still greedy, but the odds of finding one were better than I had thought. Alright, so for number 17 here. Keep forgetting which node is aggro. That's alright. So I need to add 2,000 gold into the pool here. So it's now at 22,000. If anybody is new in here and wishes to challenge the dungeon, let me know. Stigma Buster, if you're still here and you want another run, let me know. I'm going to take a very short break here. Make a bathroom run, refill my water, get a throat drop because I've kind of had a sore throat lately. And between talking on stream and talking all day as part of my job duties on the phone with folks, that's kind of starting to bug me, so I want to get a little something for that. So give me a couple minutes here, like 1-2 minutes, and I will be right back, and we shall carry on.
Don't speak as I try to leave, cause we both know what we choose. If you pull, then I push too deep, and I'll fall right back to you. Cause you are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly, still fighting, I don't know why. If I love this tragedy, why are you my remedy? If I love insanity, why are you my remedy? Cause you are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly, still fighting, I don't know why. If I love this tragedy, why are you my remedy? If I love insanity, why are you parody?
Alright, I'm back. This is the part of the stream where we see how well I talk with a throat drop in my mouth. So we have Stigma Buster up next as our next challenger of the evening, followed by Goliathus pending any new challengers. I see a few new people have tuned in. You are watching Dungeon Masters of Entrath, which is a game show I host on my channel every Wednesday night from 7 to 10 p.m. U.S. Central Time. In this stream, I create a series of decks to kind of create a dungeon feel, a little bit of PvE flavor to some very laid-back kitchen table PvP shenanigans. If you make it all the way through the dungeon and defeat a final boss, you win the grand prize, which can be seen at exclamation by typing exclamation point prizes in chat. Screw the bounce castle. Matches are best of one. You win, you move on deeper into the dungeon. If you lose at any point along the way, your run is done and the prize pool grows for future challengers. Dungeon format is immortal format, commons and uncommons only. So all sets are allowed, but no rares, no legendary cards. if you have played in any of Function's tournaments on Tuesdays, that is the same format he uses, so you would already have an eligible deck. Okay, and Stigma Buster needs a second to re-log. We keep it very casual here, very laid back. Well, this is a game show, and I want you to kind of come at it with gusto, and come at me and try to win some prizes. This is not a hardcore PvP stream. This is you're not going to learn how to wreck the ladder here or cash out in a hex bash by watching the show. And that's not the point of what we're trying to do. We just want to kick our feet up on hump day, middle of the week, have some fun. Try to use the cards that we already own and have already paid for in fun and unconventional ways, and just kind of mix things up. So I've been doing this for 7 months. I have a blast doing it. To be able to run a game show, I need 4 things, really. You need a host. You need prizes. I'm able to produce those 2 things on my own. But then I need contestants, and I need an audience. Because if nobody's going to challenge me, then I don't have a show. If nobody's watching, what's the point? But I'm happy enough, that we have been able to continuously keep this going, have enough people, have enough interest to be able to throw it on a show. I love doing this. So this is episode 32, and I fully expect, as long as you lovely people keep showing up to throw down and do battle with me, keep watching, we keep hanging out, there's no reason we won't get to episode 100 and beyond. This is kind of lately this has been the lion's share of my Hex play during the week, except for my weekly draft as a Grand King Kickstarter backer. I want to get into the competitive tournaments, the Clash and the Bash, more later in the year, probably closer to winter, because I don't tend to have much of a social life in the winter. But summer and fall, I want to be outdoors and hanging out with friends as much as I can, because in Minnesota, snow covers the ground half the year. And I'm not a big winter fan, so I am more than content to do all my gaming then. So a Sapphire would be great, and just what the doctor orders. I am going to make a guess here. And we're going to see if I guess correctly or if I guess poorly. I'm going to guess that these 2 trade. And I think I'm fine with that. This could also be a block here, and then the Dagger. No blocks at all. Alright, so we're going to put down the Arendelle Monk then. So the Determined Bushi, every time it readies, it's going to get +1/+1, which is why I thought take the trade while you can. And Arendelle Monk, if it is allowed to ready, it gets +2/+2 and Spell Shield for the turn. So it can become a 5/5 Spell Shielder that just keeps swinging in and swinging in and swinging in. Alright, so my worst nightmare next turn is if I swing in with these 2, one of them gets double blocked and the other gets totem trapped. So the easiest way to get around that fear is to Crackling Clash one of them from existence. And no, I can't swing in with that. I should have swung in with that too. But Determined Bushi's going to get to continue to grow. As always, if any of you wish to challenge the dungeon, we're going to be up for a little under 2 more hours is the intent, as long as there are people who wish to continue playing. So simply speak up, let us know, and you'll get thrown into the mix. Both Raptos and Goliathus have been the 2 people who've wanted to throw down so far tonight, so both of them have had the opportunity to have a couple dungeon runs so far. I feel like I want to play contrary to this deck's usual MO, which is usually just throw down a ton of crap and no blocks again. Alright, I play Lanupaw's Sight here to try to bank some draws because we're stuck on just 3 resources and could definitely do to find some things. And so now if Arendelle Monk does not get banished or otherwise dealt with, it will be a 5/5 Spell Shield troop next turn. Determined Bushi is going to be a 5/5 Crush next turn. So these just get nastier the longer they are not dealt with. Raptos' hand is absolute garbage personified. Raptos not happy with the hand they have been given. Okay, so Wild Ice is going to draw us a card. Ooh, if I'm choosing, I'm going to Seek Adventure. Got the end game. This game probably ends before end game. I don't know that either of those needs to transform into something else. This can get double blocked. It will not get frost blasted. It will not get repelled. Raptos just throws in the towel. Garbage hand personified. Unfortunately not able to deal with the continuously growing threats there. And for your valiant efforts, 2,000 more gold has been added to the prize pool. Boy, I hope my OBS like freaked out there for a second and said I dropped a bunch of frames. Hopefully that didn't look too bad. Price pool is at 24,000 gold. That hand is what little garbage hands want to be when they grow up. Yuck. Alright, so pending any last second new entrance to the competition, Goliath, the ball swings back to you to have another run at the dungeon. Let me know if you want to play the polymorphic endgame or the bounce castle, as I think we are starting to call them. Polymorphic playtime or bounce shenanigans. Funny thing is, I think Caliban's the harder of those 2 decks. But Daughter of Stars has been punching significantly above her normal weight tonight. You blame the GM's birthday. Kismet is strong with him today. That is true. Yesterday was my birthday. I got enough work done at work on Monday that I could justify taking a personal day off on Tuesday and not feel bad about it. Because I hate having to work on my birthday if I can get away with not working on my birthday. So it was nice. I took a personal day. I finished the novel Star Wars Phasma, because I'm a big Star Wars geek, so that was fun. The weather was beautiful here, so I took a 4-mile walk around my local lake, which was great. I went and saw Stephen King's It, which was so-so. Had a good workout when I got home. Wrote about 900, almost 1,000 new words on my novel project that I am working on. And then ended the day playing some Destiny. I mean, introvert's paradise of a day right there, because turning 31 is not a particularly notable milestone, and having a birthday on a Tuesday is not a particularly notable day, so I wasn't going to just party it up. I just like, yeah, you know, what's a little bit of a self-pamper day? And so that was kind of the way things went. It was a delightful day. Definitely needed. I'm about ready to fly to Hex quarters and chain myself to the building until they rebalance their shitty shuffling algorithm. Yeah, why chain yourself when you can chain them? And that's after a fix. I know they updated their shuffler so that you were supposed to have to shuffle less. But I know that does not stop the feel bad moments. Alright. So I've not seen anybody else speak up in chat to want to throw down. So I will whisper Goliathus, ready when you are. And I just need to know which room. Bounce Castle or Caliban. I will throw a live crocodile into the building, lock the doors until they make it less likely for me to get bent over. Alright, Goliath is going to try Bounce Castle again. And that is starting room number 2. Accept. So for those of you who are more recent additions to our stream tonight and did not see the early matches here, to the deck we have been jokingly referring to as the Bounce Castle. This is Daughter of Stars, a very seldomly ever played champion, which is why I felt the need to take it upon myself to try to build a deck for this. I am going to... Oh god, do I want to keep a 5-shard hand? I am going to risk for the bisque and keep a 5-shard hand. We are on the draw. Daughter of Stars has... I don't think any champion has more starting health than Daughter of Stars at 26. I'm not even sure if any other champion is tied. For a massive quadruple Sapphire resource and the low price of 10 charges, you get a one-sided board wipe to throw everything they have got back into their hand. So this deck likes to tempo the bejesus out of people with actions like Time Ripple to throw their toys back in the deck. Stun, like with Daring Freebooter here, just tempo to basically try to build up some offensive momentum and then wipe away the entire opponent's board and hopefully by then have crushing victory. And very frequently in the earlier matches, I was hitting Thunderfield Elder, which is the next action in your deck gets when you play this copy it. We were hitting that into Time Ripple to have copying Time Ripples. To just kind of keep the good times rolling. Alright, so going to throw down the Thunderfield Elder, not swinging in because wouldn't really accomplish much here. So this could get ugly in a hurry. That's 3 candles. Another resource, that's 4 candles, because I think this one's deployed. So they could start at 3. Yeah, Goliathus is now starting to build them up rather than out. Swinging in with the 2. I think I take those trades before they get even bigger. Yeah, throw down Mystic Naturalist. 2/4 flyer, Diligent, summon a Mystic Bluebird, which is a 2/2 flyer. So we like to try to make some more bluebirds up in here. Goliathus is at 5. Buccaneer on Candlelight Zealot is less than ideal because it... that's a lot of freaking Illuminate. Dang. Because bouncing those, they just come back and make another candle on the way down. Alright, 5 resources. So I'm going to use Freebooter to stun one of the Zealots. And I think just as an annoyance, I'm going to throw down the Buccaneer and throw that candle back in the hand so that it can get replayed for 2, but it's not going to be able to swing for a turn. And a great way to get around the bounce castle is play troops I don't want to put back in your hand. I will attempt to kill a candle here. Ooh, Inquisitor of Lumos. This can't be blocked except by troops that share a shard with it or artifacts. That's nasty. That's super nasty. Well, I'm gonna keep trying to make bluebirds. Freebooter, we're gonna stun that. Pass the turn over. This is an awkward spot to be in because that board is stronger and has the ability to keep getting nuts. I don't really want to kill those. I am gonna take one of them out. Goliath's Claw, jeez, so much Illuminate. So I just need to try to keep making bluebirds as blockers. I do have a time ripple, still 4 shards away from being able to throw all of that away back into the hand. Double block there.
If you want to see more Star Wars Disney, leave your requests.
And time ripple that back into the hand. End up eating 3.
If the shield is fully operational. Or not, which is how we might destroy you.
Alright, and the Templar is gonna come immediately back, not surprising. Um, 2, 4, 6. I could deal. No. Don't want to swing with more than this. get time ripple back. So you know I got it. Cycles a coin for a charge, so 3 candles. And Fate Weaving here. Got to the magic number to make all of those bigger. So this would be 3. Block, block, block. And you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, you live. You're gonna get bounced. And it's the battle of the bluebirds versus the candles. No! Flame Lick, no! And already 3 candles back, man. Alright, so I have to keep taking my chip shots. No, we're gonna hard cast the Cloud Bounder here. Five candle and a couple 2/2s. Only swings in with the 5. Alright, so to protect the health total, I will sacrifice a bird. And there's the Templar of Lumos again. I swear to the primals, if Goliathus beats the dungeon using my favorite mechanic, I quit. Stigma. Like, no, that was my game. Okay, so that's gonna hit. That's 3. That could be Sacrificial Lamb, block, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not dead yet. Just keep generating birds, hoping I draw my way out of this. Uh-oh, that's everything. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 7. Wax Dawn. Well, Wax Dawn means that my blocks aren't good. 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 9 now. Pretty dead. When you play this, copy it. That's So what does that make? How many time ripples does that make? We're gonna find out, because Dungeon Master doesn't concede. How many time ripples do we get? No, probably not enough now that I don't even have a blocker anymore. Okay, so I already targeted that one. Wait, no. That one. That one. I guess it doesn't matter. I needed more than I had. I needed quite a few more than I had. Daughter of Bounce Castle did not win this day. How's it going, Bofedy? Alright, so I need to remind myself. Room number 3 is what is the next step in the dungeon. Room 3 for Goliathus. Let's see if anybody can make it to room 4 and be the deepest challenger of the night. Room 3. Six. Room 3. Accept. Alright, now we'll close down the map. I am not sure what you need in there. Alright, go for it. So Goliathus is taking advantage here of the rule that allows you to change decks between matches. Oh, anyone next? No. I mean, Stigma would probably re-queue, but anybody who has not yet run a dungeon for the night and wants to challenge the dungeon gets to go first. And so far, that you'd be the... If you want in, you'd be the first and only one who meets that criteria, so you'd be next. If you want in. Goliath has thrown down a spirit-bound spy. Throw down a Wolvir Basher. Sounds good. Let me know if you have any questions on the rules. Yeah, because I don't sufficiently hate myself yet. Welcome to the greatest show on Entrath, where there's no entry fee. Nobody dies. The contestants just hate themselves and fall into deep pools of despair. Thrawn, crushing wills to live since February 8th, 2017. Yeah, let's put some swamp gas in the deck. Arcane Alacrity, so when we play a resource, an action, we gain a charge. And except for your dignity, self-respect, and hope for the future. I'm not gonna swing in with Wolvir. Welcome to Dungeon Masters of Entrath. Come with your sense of pride, leave it at the door. You'll never see it again. I could be walking into a totem trap, but if you want to use a totem trap on a Wolvir Basher, I'm fine with that. I think I want Thunderfield Elder first again here. Episode 2, the day the dungeon finally broke Stigma. I am Thrawn, Crusher of Dreams. But in all seriousness, you know, the show is just meant to be laid back and fun, so if I'm actually doing something that is causing you to not have fun, please let me know what that is, because the last thing I want to do is intentionally be not giving a good play experience for people. Are you talking about the constants, Bofedy? The constants that give you 1 health and deal 1 damage, or am I thinking of something else? Or Light of Day is the or are those the removal spells that leave a constant in their aftermath? Okay, yep. I don't know what my inventory is on that at the moment, but if I have spares, I can hook you up. Actually, how easy is it for me to get TCG browser here? TCG browser. All right, what's the actual name of the card? Is that what they are?
Walk away.
Can't do that, Shepard.
I don't have a choice here. Walk away, or I will fire.
Light of Day. I have 10 Light of Day. So the answer is yes, I can spare a couple. And what was, I think, is the other one Dark of Night? I have 13 Dark of Night. Yeah, I can hook you up. Dungeon Master graciously arming those who wish to kill him. What a regular good guy. Alright, let's swamp gas that. Throw some more in the deck. Ha! Yeah, you know what I'm trying. Yeah, I'm guessing it starts with a G and ends with oot. Yeah, you know what? I missequenced this, so you're not benefit from me missequencing this, and I'm gonna 2 for 1 to take that out. I'll hit you in the face with the other one. Just because I don't want that big thing getting even bigger and nastier with the Valor Banner in play here. And so of course I go to all the trouble killing one, and he's got another one. Let's see here. Deal 3 damage to target opposing champion or troop. If you damage a champion that way, interrupt each other action with cost 3 or less. Now, yeah, I'll use it. Just to get the Flickering Gobbler Bash action going on. And hey, that worked well. Bam. Counter your totem trap, deal some damage, get my thing back. AA only cards are fun. Alright, so you have to eat 3 damage because that is a flyer. I forgot to goot, or not goot, swamp Betasize here. No actions, so not throwing down the Flickering Gobbler right now. Got a lot of farts in the deck. 61 cards to 45 at the moment. I haven't really been a drawing powerhouse. Take your 3. Alright, so I think since these only deal 1, I think playing them to the face is the appropriate course of action. Yeah, once again, Flickering Gobbler is going to try to connect and to stifle. We drew a Stifling Sting in time to try to keep this alive. Once again, the timely and lucky Stifling Sting. And now Flickering Gobbler can just rein in pretty much. It has free reign to swing in, really. It's lethal unless it's killed again. It has survived. It is the Neo of the Gobbler Kingdom. Just dodging the totem traps, dodging the frost blasts, connecting with the face. Alright, so given the size of these, I feel like I have to make them have it. And 2, 3, 4, these are both 4/4s. The 4/3 is swinging in. So that gets... I don't think I do it that way. Alright, you have it or you don't. You do have it. Alright, more farts. So this is 7 damage in the air that, depending on how many Valors here, 7. So now it could be my turn to either say I have to have the answers or I'm dead. Decree of Banishing. Going to take out a Wolvier Basher. Probably doesn't change anything. A Buccaneer. Buccaneer saves me for a turn. Get back in the hand. So that is a slight delay on the inevitable. Just letting Goliathus know I want a quick second to got Twilight Eclipse as well. I have almost no of those. Need for I probably have I have 11 Twilight Eclipse. I got you, fam. Alright, somebody's gonna die here. Because I can't stop the counter crack. So close! So close. Alright, Bofedy's moving on. Bofedy, not Bofedy, Goliathus. Bofedy is getting some crap from the Dungeon Master. Compose to Bofedy, because I am 99.99% sure you're one of the people who switch in HEX games. Names are the same. Goot swag. Attach. Knight. No. Oh, game, why are you going so slow? Holy crap. Dark of Night. One, two, three. Did you need three? I think you needed 3 of the removals, right? And then 4 Twilight Eclipse. Light of Day. 1, 2, 3. And I've played enough Evo, Hex bashes, and then my weekly draft tickets that I have spares of just about anything that's not a rare. 3, 4. Alright, that should be all of it. Alright, your swag bag is away. Alright, and Goliathus know where I am ready now. So the next room is, at this point, room 4. Always room 4 in the middle. And because the 2 bosses have been on the left have been beaten by Ducklet and Peace Tinker, the next room would be room 6, followed by the choice of boss 3 or boss 4. Alright, I don't immediately recall what deck this is. Oh, this one is janky. This is our Runecarver Darkon. Target action in your hand with cost 2 or less gets runic this turn. We'll keep this. 2 arcane focus to goldfish and try to find something. A couple Mystic Naturalists. I'll take a Windborn Ascension here over another shard. So with Runecarver, we want to take the action, some of the high-profile actions. Windborn Ascension is a good choice. There's a few even better choices in here to get double value out of them. Shackling Strands is fun. And it what the heck? It like disappeared. Here we go. Trail of Totems is what we really want to make. Okay, that was a weird bug. I got it back. Goliathus rolling with another deck. 3rd deck for the 3rd fight. Mixing it up. Do not have the means to... Oh, of course. Look at our massive 0-6 flyer. Woo! Fear us. Throw out Preston. Retreat is like a reroll. Put target card you control into your hand. So I can go, Prestidigitator, you sucked, you gave me a bad action, let's try this again. Or could use it to try to sidestep something more sinister. Like that, if I had any resources left over. Gotta eat too. Alright, so I want to save the Trail of Totems for Runecarver here to become runic. I'm going to throw it on a Mystic Naturalist, sit on the Shackling Strands for a second here. I think I let that hit. I don't want to risk the Mystic Naturalist to a combat trick. Rekosaurus. One of my favorite common cards from set 2. When this attacks, attacking troops you control get crushed this turn. Very powerful common card. Super sweet. The Trail of Totems creates a troop with cost 4. I'm gonna swing, and when this attacks, attacking troops you control. I'm gonna Shackling Strands that, actually, so that it can't give the mass crush to everything. And then I have to cry and eat 4. And immediately see another Rekosaurus come down. So we got a 5/4 Pyro Knight, which will create a random action with cost equal to or less than 4. Let's grab Double Diamond just in case we need that. I think I just play the Pyro Knight here. We get a Mackerel Mitts. Attacking troops get cost -1. Alright. +1 to attack this turn. Alright. Twismar. This might be incorrect, but I'm swinging in for 3 to buy another birdie. Goliathus is 3 rooms in. Win would create 2 left, and oh, come on. Deals damage equal to its, yeah. So, alright, fine. Force me to retreat. So I can't block, but I don't lose the troop forever. Torque Slam Sticks. Everything has crush. So that darn near does me in. Oh, super dead, super dead. Oh, you didn't have it on you. Is this enough to just not die? 0/6 flyer. Shackling Strands, the other Rekosaurus. And Prey? Seems like a good time to pray. Alright, I'm double blocking because it's got crush, so that'll make a combat trick a little bit less likely to do me in. Now there's another thing with crush. That doesn't save us. So I think I'm just dead. Too used to PvE. So Trail of Totems becomes Runic. We get a 4/4 Sword Trainer. I think I'm just dead. That's 4, that stops 6, that stops 4, that stops 6, 1 damage gets over, we are dead. So Goliathus, 3 wins, 3 decks. Very impressive thus far. And we now move on to room 6. This is the second to last room. Win, and it is boss fight time. So we are playing room 6. Goliathus with the deepest run of the evening by any challenger. And we'll just give them a second to ready up. Need another throat drop here. And when does the... I forget off the article, when does the Lasgar's Vengeance effect ban go into effect? Is that on Monday? Monday the 18th, I think. I think after that's banned, I might jump back onto the ladder. Right now, I just live in fear of everybody in the ladder getting their Lasgar's kicks in while they still can. I said room 6. Goliathus is bringing back the Gladiator for a repeat. An encore performance. This is a calculated risk. There's removal, there's Cumulus Oculus, and then there's Boglum is the big deal here. So I am going to keep this and hope that we draw into some of the earlier material here. Found another piece of removal in kill. Destroy target non-artifact troop. Alright, Goliathus has Pack Mule, which can sacrifice itself to give something else Gladiator 1. Not really a target I would want to strangle. So I think I sit on that. Let the hit happen. Try to strangle a bigger threat like the crafty scrap shot here. And now over the next 2 turns, we throw down our Sapphire. And another Sapphire to pave the way for Cumulus Oculus. And we we have all the resources we need for Boglum, too. I hope you don't have aggro decks left. I need to avoid them. There's no shame in having a deck that is not like the world's most tuned ever thing. You know, especially in Dungeon Masters of Entrath, every single one of my regulars has definitely at some point wiped on the first room in a dungeon. Like if you've played more than a couple weeks, it is almost guaranteed to happen. So it's not, you know, not high stakes, not a big pressure environment. You don't need to feel. I'm fine with the Lasgar's ban. I haven't been paying too super close attention to. Oh, I'm gonna lose my Tribunal Magistrate. I haven't been paying super close attention to Constructed lately because I'm in phases where I play a crap ton of Hex and then I barely play any except for Dungeon Masters of Entrath. Right now I'm in the trough where besides from Dungeon Masters of Entrath, I really barely play this game outside my weekly draft right now. And that's not at all indicative of the quality of the game or how much I love the game. It's just, you know, natural peaks and valleys and wanting to keep myself interested in it and not burn myself out. But it seemed to me every time I was looking at standings from tournaments and what was happening, it was always mono red at the top, or near the top, very heavily represented. Lasgars. And so I think the ban is great to shake up the meta and give more mid-rangey decks, which is the type of thing I like, the chance to have a shot. I'm probably losing Boglum here. A sacrifice would give that. Oh no, Crushing Blow. Okay, that's another way to do me. I hate Control with a burning passion. Control is the spawn of Satan, and my least favorite archetype in the history of the universe. I would rather see Lasgars have a field day than see a universe where Diamond Sapphire is like the only deck. But that said, I am still happy to see the ban, just to freshen things up if nothing else. And maybe this will give the Deathcry decks a chance to be even better. That's true, but yeah, it's a board wipe with reach. So not only does it like slap your board, but then it also does the, you know, the finishing uppercut. Just such a good card. And it's been around. That was a Hero Fall card, right? So it's been around a long time. It wasn't always as dominating, but it's been around a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna let that, oh crap, I didn't, okay, kill that. Don't want you to get the combat damage assigning before I have an opportunity to kill. Now I eat 2. Aw, gross. As soon as it goes, you're gonna play Mono Saf and get all the hate. Yeah, that deck is still a thing. Alright, definitely need adventure more than anything else here. So Goliathus thus far unafraid of Grixel the Profane and the Mill Dream. The Mill Dream has not been working as advertised. No swing. So at least we got that going for us. And another Cumulus Oculus. I don't think I swing with the one I've got because then I'm dead to removal. And I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna hold this shard as a bluff. Now these, when you play an action, bury the top 3 cards of each opposing deck. So an action would be worth 6 right now. Eldritch Dream Thief. When this deals damage to an opposing champion, bury the top card of their deck for each damage dealt. And Grixel the Profane. Target troop gets +1 this turn for each troop in opposing crypts, which is currently 3. So that could swing in as an unblockable 6/3. And bury 6. And then, because that's a 3 charge ability, potentially do it again. And this, double the Gladiator of each other troop you control with Gladiator. That's nasty. Alright. So swinging in for 6. Bury 6. Found a Spiderling. That's hot. And pass. This thing being a 7 with Crush is kind of horrifying. Combat tricks are terrifying. A Gladiator deck very probably has some kind of combat tricks or some action in it here. How many more troops went in there? So there's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that got slightly better. So that'd be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, that's not quite lethal. Staggy B. Yep, that would be bad. It's, oh crap, that was in there too. We saw that. Yeah. That's a good shout out. They're in there. When is a pack mule? By the way, your jank deck is 4 shard Uzu. Ooh. Alright, what's the move? No move. No move, just widen the board. Okay, that's not what I was hoping to see here. Let's seek some adventure, please. I've not drawn a single action since finding these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 troops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. So I'm gonna ship 1 Eldritch Dream Thief. 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, this is unblockable. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's lethal. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That is exactly lethal. None of it can be blocked. Oh, I would have felt so bad if I missed lethal there. Very well played run by Goliathus. Gladiator giving me fits. Mill was eventually able to put the pieces together. And so with that, we are going to add to our prize pool a copy of the Buffalord from Thrawn's surplus rare stash. And Bofedy, you are up next. I need to take another real quick break to reload my water here. So give me like a minute and a half, and then you are going to be up. So I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Let's turn on the cam so you can all stare at my baby face. And Bofedy, I thought I had you on my friends list, but I am mistaken. So, since I couldn't find you on my friends list earlier, we're gonna fix that. And I'm gonna add Bofedy as one of my stream regulars. I'm gonna add you as well. So I'm garbage at talking and typing, but we are fixing mistakes here. Friend requests are now out to both of you. And Bofedy, I need to know which room you wish to start in. I'm just going room 1 or 2 to start. Just because I need to know which deck. Okay. Alright, starting room numero 2, the Bounce Castle. Daughter of Stars, Castle of Delay. Bounce, delay, turn around. Bofedy rolling up with Uzu. And I'll keep this. It's not the greatest hand. Want to win some gold. Entrath needs you. I will have to look at that in a moment. I'm trying to get my Twitch a little bit reconfigured here. Alright, passing the turn. Alright, what you got for me, Joe LaPaul? Entrath needs you. Help evolve HEX PvE for a chance at 1 million gold in prizes. The mission is to provide access to the best and most up-to-date strategies related to HEX PvE. Alright, I'm sitting on the Daring Freebooter until I have something to stun. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm playing it now because then I have something to mobilize into the Cloudbounder next turn. Alright, Coach, what do you need? Looking for a group to produce regular video content, producing highlighting decks and strategies. Maintaining the Adventurer's Guide, producing any other relevant material for PvE features. And an unlimited, open to the public group that will provide engaging and stimulating space for all players in need of assistance or simply want to share their passion about HEX PvE. There is a lot. This is a big wall of text that is more than I'm probably able to competently read on while streaming. But this is definitely a meaty post by Coach. $1 million gold pieces. I'm gonna have to give that a bigger look. Using that constant knowledge. Alright, so I think play a swing for 4. Swallow Sadness. And play a Cyclone Shaman past the turnover. Stigma Buster, idea for dungeon format, immortal limits. All cards from your deck must be from a chapter. Frostheart, Hero Fall, yep. All the bosses are themed decks around the troop on the front of the packs. So Frostheart has Lixil and Hogarth on it, on the packs, I believe, so it'd have to be one of the two for Frostheart. How do you so is it all the chapters in one dungeon? It's just that the decks are locked to a single chapter apiece, or the okay. Action. Do I have any actions in the crypt? I don't. So I'll play Cyclone Shaman instead. Because I would kind of like to use that to get something back. And then, now, would you want any rarity restrictions on that, or is it all out, show me what you got, Chapter Warfare, bring out your best old constructed decks? Okay, so I could do this to time ripple that, and then get that. Because I can't play both the same turn anyway. So I think I sit on this. No limits on rarity, so people can go really wild, but the person is chapter locked. So if they want to roll with a deck that is nothing but sets 1 and 2 for the entire life of the dungeon, they have to use only sets 1 and 2, is basically what you're getting at. I can see that. I can see that as a dungeon. Alright. Play... Get my copy trigger. So look at Bofedy with the thresholds. 2, 2, 1, 2. Give me that time ripple back. Yeah, whatever your deck is, okay, all from 1. I can see that being a thing. That sounds like a dungeon I would want to roll out. Maybe, and this is just me thinking out loud. Well, no, you use my own toys against me. This is just me thinking out loud, but maybe running that dungeon after, a little bit after the next set has come out, because then people have 4 entire chapters to play with. Right now we kind of have 3.5, so if you're running Frostheart you could do it, but you're kind of at a disadvantage. Yeah, all the wild children. Just an absolute chapter wars. Do whatever you want. Oh, come on. Don't break all my toys. Charges. I'm gonna get to bounce all of them. It's gonna be too late for me to swing back and win, but I'm gonna get to bounce them. Losing 3 damage a turn, as is. Plus, there's the. So daughter gets to do her thing, uses the charge power. Not gonna change how this goes, because Twilight Eclipse just killed us. Bofedy is moving on with 4 Shard Constants. Alucard would approve of that deck, Mr. I like all the chants. Alright, so from room 2, you're on a linear path right now, so you're going to be room 3, 4, 6, and then your next choice is what boss you want to face if you go that far. So you can send me a challenge whenever you're ready, and you are going to be facing room number 3. And I think you're based on time here, I think you're probably going to be our last challenger for the night. very likely going to be the last challenger for the night, so I'm actually going to take down the Seeking Challenger's notice here. We have to roll up shop for the week, because I have to work in the morning. The party must always come to an end at some point. That was not a correctly sent challenge. That was standard. Immortal. Room... Where are you? Room 3. Couldn't find any of my decks. Alright, Swamp Butt. I was going to try to make up for Daughter of Stars failure. So play 1, Ember Tongue Skarn. Turn 2, as is, play Ruby Shard, Wolvear Basher. Turn 3, pray we hit our first Diamond Shard. Not Diamond. Whatever this is, Sapphire. Words and things. I know how to play this game. No, aggro. Kind of, maybe a little bit, but not really. I just want to make a lot of farts. Kind of a lot of Sapphire in this dungeon. Now that I think about it. If you take the right path, first 3 decks all have Sapphire in them. Different flavors, I'd like to think, but still. Alright, thankfully that is fixing. Put some farts in the deck. Swing for a whopping 2 damage. No! No! Bad Bofedy. Bad! Get stifled. I'm just happy I know how to use that card now. For the longest time, I did not know how to properly use Stifling Sting. And so I would let things go through that I could have actually stopped. Alright, Decree of Banishing is going to take away a toy. Gets rid of the Wolvear Basher. So Buccaneer's probably not that great in this matchup against a deck that does not want to play a whole lot of troops. Alright, so Arcane Alacrity, every time we play an action we get a charge, which helps funnel the fart train. I'm going to go ahead and just play the Buccaneer here and not bounce the troop, and then swing for 1. I got you on a 16 turn timer, Bofedy. What you gonna do about it? want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. This is our 32nd episode of Dungeon Masters of Entrath, the HEX TCG game show, which I host on my channel every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Central. I'm based in my time zone, and you know what? You can learn how to convert to some of the others, because normally I always give it out. But this is PvP action, very kitchen table, laid back games with as much PvE flavor as I can bring to the shenanigans. Players fight their way through a series of encounters I have designed. Matches are best of one. You win your way all the way through the dungeon and defeat a final boss. You win the grand prize. Lose at any point along the way and your dungeon run is over and the prize pool grows for the next challengers. Current format for this dungeon is Immortal. All sets are legal. Only common and uncommon cards may be used. Though you'll note that the dungeon does get to use rare and legendary cards selectively to fill in the role of AI-only cards and help provide a little bit more of a challenge to the experience. I have never yet had the community ask me to nerf a dungeon. Usually if I even broach the subject, guys, this is too hard, people tell me emphatically, no, don't you dare nerf the dungeon. So it's a good challenge. Bofedy is going to be our final challenger of the evening here, since we've been doing this for a little over 2.5 hours. But I do invite you all to stop by next week. If you are not already following and you enjoy what you've been watching this evening, please do consider hitting that follow button, as well as turning on notifications so that you get a heads up when we go live every week. Although the time does not change almost ever. Oh man, that's nasty. Multiple verdant chance. I do tend to post most updates on if anything is going to be different than scheduled on Twitter. My Twitter handle is ThrawnOmega, same as my Twitch ID here. So if I'm going to be deviating from the schedule in any way, that tends to be the easiest place for me to announce it. You sneaky poop. You offered up the sacrifice because you had a death chant so that you can make more things and continue to make more things. Okay. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I didn't want to do it this way. Alright, so I gotta save the swamp gas for the flickering gobblers. And figure out how the heck to not die here. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 12 damage cracking in. I'd say Bofedy's odds of moving on to the next room of the dungeon are pretty good here. Down to 5. So let's see if by some dark miracle... Light of day. Oh, can't even swing in for those. Can't even get that 3 points of damage. Alright, so I'm gonna hit you in the face. Draw a card. And if I don't think there's not that many swamp gases in here, but ripping off, okay, that doesn't change anything. So this is 3, this is 6. Yeah, I didn't get there. Actually, probably missequenced a bit. Not that it really matters. I could have had a point of attack on the Embertongue Skarn. Not gonna change anything. Block 1, 2, 4, 6. You got all you need. So Bofedy is going to be moving one level deeper into the dungeon. But wants to rub it in by replaying the empowered lyrical chanter, getting more constants into the deck. Plays a battle chant. Oh man, so way above and beyond lethal here. I'm not even gonna bother to block. Save a click, yo. Alright, so that was room number 3 on the dungeon map here. So up next is room number 4, which, as we have seen earlier tonight, is Runecarver Darkon. Deck is working fine. So you've got two matches down, 3 to go. So just shoot me a challenge when you are ready. Make sure it's Immortal format, and we'll run the midpoint battle of the dungeon here. And sometime this weekend, I need to probably start building some Janklander decks. That's... Nope. We did standard again. Six, room 4, challenge. I'm pretty far behind my novel writing pace though, so rather than playing Destiny or Hex, I probably need to do some writing this weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Scotch risky. And I'm gonna play Go Fish for a resource. So turn 2, probably want to Arcane Focus and cherry pick something to help make sure the curve stays good. Unless we draw a 2-drop. No need to play the Trail of Totems yet. They're the best target in the deck for Runecarver Darkon. These conscript a troop of cost 4. It gets +2/+2, and they are socketed with create a random action you meet that you have thresholds to play at cost 4 or less. Alright, and we now have much needed diamond threshold. Guess I'll grab Prestidigitator here, so that we have a turn 3 play. And that also is going to create an action. So where Bofedy is constant, we want to try to be action, or things that make actions, so we can keep the party rolling. We got a Star Shield. The next time target troop would be dealt damage this game, prevent it. Maybe useful? That's not dealing damage. So, Preston is gone. But Preston number 2 and 3 are happy to play. Let's try this again. This time, careful rummaging. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may put a revealed artifact into your hand, put the remaining cards into your deck. Well, that's not going to help us at all. Cryonic Twitch streams with the cheer 5 bits. I have not seen a cupcake emoji before. B-Day5, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hope you've been having fun hanging out, however long you've been hanging out with us tonight. I don't religiously check my viewer list because obviously I'm trying to run a show and keep you all entertained and play some X. Alright, so Mystic Naturalist is kind of plan B here. Mystic Naturalist will summon a Mystic Bluebird whenever it readies, which is a 2/2 flyer. So where Bofedy likes to swarm the board and can actually swarm it much faster than we can with 2/2 elves, our backup plan would be 2/2 flyers every time that readies after a successful attack. Twilight Eclipse is horrible for us. At the start of your turn, this deals damage. This deals 1 damage for each opposing champion for each constant you control. So basically, at the start of their turn, at Bofedy's turn, we lose 4 health. Bofedy gains 4 health. That turns this into a very nasty uphill battle. Especially since we only have 10 health left. No! Oh my god. That's game. I cannot deal 25 damage in a turn. And that's now 10, deal 5 apiece, so that's deal 10, gain 10. Righteous Vanquisher is not going to live long enough to see the light of day. So we'll go ahead and swing in for 4 just for pride. See if Preston gives me a way out of here. I doubt it. Shard Call's not going to do it. Nope. Goodbye, sweet life. Bofedy. 3 decks defeated. 2 decks remain. So Bofedy now moves on to room 6, since 2 out of the 4 bosses have been defeated. We're going to be at room 6, and once again, if Bofedy wins here, Bofedy will have a choice of facing boss number 3 or boss number 4. Yeah, so far you're rolling well. Trashing me with some of my own cards. Enjoy those eclipses. For while they bring you life, they bring me anguish and pain. So send me a challenge when you are ready, and we shall roll into round 4 of 5. The penultimate clash of wills. The final fight for access to the boss. Room 6 awaits. And I need to take down the map again so y'all can see. Because HEX is a game typically best enjoyed when you actually can view it. And so, once again, Grixal the Profane has been called up. And this is going to be kept. Because in hand we have Bastard Spawn of Bakrug. When this deals damage to an opposing champion, bury the top half of their deck rounded up. So you just try to throw away all of those constants. We have Boglum the Mad Marsh in here. So... and we have 4 resources. So I'm going to seek adventure here on the first drop. But this... a hand that starts with 2 AI-only cards, if you will, And the resources to get to them is very nice. So I'm on a flawless arena run right now, and at this very moment, Hogarth Elite drops. This is gonna be fun. That's how I read your excitement for Hogarth. This is great. Good old Hogarth. I'm gonna seek some adventure again. And I think on turn 3 I want Nameless Citizen out as both some potential aggressive damage dealing pressure and to bait out some of the removal that would take out Bastard Spawn or actually I lied. Berry Deck wants to fill you with eggs every time you play a card. So Tribunal Magistrate's an 05. Spiders have +1 attack for each Venom you control, which is not going to be a big bonus. This isn't a Venom deck. But every time they play a non-resource card, create 2 Sparkling Eggs and put them in the deck. Which punishes them for taking action. It also gives us some delightful little targets to find. And so 3 of the deck's AI only cards early is pretty brutal. But Bofedy hitting all 4 resources in the first 4 turns without the benefit of Uzu. That's pretty impressive. Alright, so let's see. This almost certainly gets slapped with some kind of removal with 4 resources up. Yep, Totem Trap. Had to try for the instant, you know, lose half your deck play. But you do kind of have to take out a legendary when it shows up, especially when you only have common and uncommons to play with. And so the Lyrical Enchanter is going to make 2 random chants. This is just filthy. Why do you hate me, Kismet? Kisses the perfect arena run goodbye. Alright, so those trade. Boglum comes down to play. Boglum does not deal damage. Instead, if it would deal damage, you summon that many Dementia Daisies instead. So this would make 5 Dementia Daisies, and Dementia Daisies, when you gain a charge, they lose 2 cards off of their deck. So there's a crap ton of Dementia Daisies. And Eldritch Dream Thief is unblockable. When this deals damage to an opposing champion, bury the top card of their deck for each damage dealt. Hogarth drop Frostmere, making all your cards cost 8 and 9. Boy, that's gonna lock you out of a game real quick, isn't it? Bofedy dropping a second Twilight Eclipse. And we're down to 14 health. Strangle, not very useful. With no creature to target. And I missequenced this. I should have Azure Fang Decreed before combat to make it a little bit more likely that some of those spiders got fished out. So we're down to 8 health. I mean, This board is ridiculous, but 8 health versus here's 3, 6, and playing a constant gets you the last 2 points. We're killable. Barring some extraordinary mill here. I mean, there's 10 dimension daisies on the board, so one shard is 20 cards. One shard is almost half of the deck on its own, which is hilarious. And now we're dead next turn. That was the 2 damage needed. 4 damage. Yeah, we're dead next turn now. I'm going to go ahead and kill you, so there's one more troop in the crypt. Could not find a resource. So, swing with, I guess, all of those. Not you. Not any of you. Missequence that again, though I don't think it matters. Ezrafang Decree. Get more spiders that aren't... We're still dead, though. Still dead. So close. One of the cards you got at the end of your run, Taste of Defeat. Kismet, why are you such a dick? Kismet Troll level 9,000. Alright, so we are ending the stream on a high note. This will be the last run of the night, and Bofedy has brought it all the way to a final boss battle. That was so close. So now, boss number 3. Do you want what's behind door number 3 or what's behind door number 4? This is the final battle. Your hopes and dreams for the grand prize all rest on this decision. And I'm not going to tell you what either deck is. And to be honest, off the top of my head, I don't even remember what each deck is. So you and I are both going to be surprised on what the next fight is. Once this match starts, I will know what the deck does. But off the top of my head, I don't recall what the bosses are. Bofedy's going to roll up for 4. All right. Then shoot me the challenge when you are ready. And we shall have a final battle. It's gonna be amazing! Ending off the stream properly. 6. Where are you? Boss 4. Make sure I don't choose the wrong deck. And Bofedy versus Thrawn Candles. You have to end with candles. Keeping, because we have Scion of Livanth in the hand. When you play a non-resource card, illuminate 1. Let's see here. I'm gonna actually Fate Weave for a resource. Make sure I get to 4. I think the Well of Conquest here is going to get used for a ruby. It's a lot more important to be double ruby than double diamond. So did hit 2 AI cards here, boss cards in the opening hand. Lumagoth, deploy, illuminate 4. Candle can have crush and speed. Which means basically if we're allowed to get that far and we have anything left on board, GG's. And Scion of Livanth, when you play a non-resource, illuminate 1. Bofedy does have the ability to take both of those off the board. It is far from an impossible task. Alright, so no 2-drops. Play Shard, pass. And let's see how long we get to keep Scion here. Actually, do I... Well, this is when you play a non-resource card, Illuminate 1. Yeah, I'm still gonna Scion first. Gotta try to start the Illumination train. Because next turn we'd have enough resources to Flame Lick and a Scapegoat, and that's Illuminate 2. Cassia Golden Light is Illuminate 3. Get some candles and then start stacking them up. Yeah, I'm gonna go this route. And I am not swinging into... Is there a... No totem... There's not going to be a totem trap or a repel without a diamond. I think I can swing into that. I'm gonna go ahead and illuminate, make another candle, and end the turn here. This could get bananas quick. That's okay. That means Strangle is online. Dark of Night is probably the play here. That would remove this, and Decree of Banishing also works. So, gotta stack the triggers there to get one more use out of the Scion before it goes bye-bye. Alright, so now we have 4. I'm gonna Seek Fortune, because that gets to 6, which is the magic number for Lumagoth next turn. And this is pretty much like candle aggro. Right, one candle bites the dust. Throw down Templar of Lumos, which is socketed with when it attacks, it gets flight. And that's its way to try to consistently bang, hit, get an Illuminate trigger there. So now Lumagoth is going to be possible next turn. Illuminate 4, probably to make these 7/7s. And that would end it. Yep, no resources in play. So when they have Speed and Crush... So mean. So mean. I swear Lumagoth is like a 1-of though. So that's just Angry Kismet. The one deck that he was not well positioned for. that's lethal any way you slice it. Bang. Bofedy slapped down 4 consecutive decks. But there is in fact only one Lumagoth in here, one Livanth, and the Scion is also a one of. So it was the Dungeon Master's Extreme Kismet luck. That's 6. It's a one of. It's literally you kind of got Kismet trolled a little bit, but yeah, that's a one of. That's a one of. So I got pretty lucky to get 2 out of the 3 top shelf. I guess Candlelight's in here too as a 2 of. But it is the final boss. And you're allowed to specifically hate build against certain decks if you know what's in them. Press F for respect. Good game, Bofedy. Extremely valiant effort. Dropping in with a new deck, making it all the way to the final boss. Managed to pretty consistently hit shard threshold drops too. So we are adding to the prize pool. Let's see, Primal Dawn, set 4. What was set 5? Why am I blanking on this right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hero Fall was set 5. We are adding a Hero Fall booster. To the prize pool. So right now we have 1 booster from sets 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all in the prize pool, courtesy of Function. We have 24,000 gold in there. And then we have a nice and growing pile of rares. So GG's, Bofedy. Good job taking an older style deck. Chants were a thing, you know, back in the set 4 era, but then taking what was old and making it new with some relevant updates with the whole new things that you could find in Goot. That really brings a nice added power level to it, and I thought that worked pretty well. It obviously wrecked face in several battles where I thought maybe I was going to win, and then it was very clear I was not going to win. So well played. Good games, everybody. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me again, of course. Like I have said, I will be back next Wednesday at my usual time. I start at 7 p.m. Central. We run 3 times for 3 hours, so just stop by, say hi, and have a good time. So I'm going to sign off here, and I'm going to throw you all over to Professor Yana, who is playing that filthy Lasgar's deck one last time before the ban hits. So long for now, y'all. Have a good week, and Bofedy, look forward to any revisions that you're able to make that even more punishing for me. So have a good night, y'all.